When Parker Schnabel called his crew together for a mid-season meeting, the mood was tense.
Mitch, Tyson, and Chris Doumitt gathered, expecting to hear the usual updates, maybe a new shift rotation, a breakdown in Dominion, or another challenge to overcome. But what they got instead was a bombshell that left the room stunned. Parker had been quietly working on something big. After weeks of tight-lipped negotiations, he finally laid it out on the table. He had just signed a deal to purchase not one, but two new mining properties, Gold Run and Sulfur. It was a bold move, one that even his closest crew members didn't see coming. Season 15 has been anything but smooth for Parker. His operation at Dominion Creek has proven frustrating, with patches of rich ground scattered among large swaths of lean, disappointing dirt. While Dominion showed promise last season, this year it has forced the crew to work harder than ever just to stay afloat. Halfway through the season, Parker and his team are behind schedule. The stress is mounting. Despite some progress at Indian River, where gold output has been more consistent, the crew is nowhere near the ambitious 10,000-ounce season goal Parker set at the start of the year. Their most recent week brought in 650 ounces between Dominion and Indian River, a strong number on its own, but still just a fraction of what they need. Parker described the situation as walking a tightrope. There's still a long way to go, and with time running short, every decision now carries enormous weight. For leaders like Mitch and Tyson, that pressure has been unrelenting. But Parker knew he had to take a leap, one that could either rescue the season or push the entire operation further into the red. With his team assembled, Parker got straight to the point. He explained that a nearby claim owner had approached him weeks earlier with an offer to sell. The timing was unexpected, but Parker, always thinking several moves ahead, saw an opportunity. Without letting the crew in on it, he began negotiating. Now, with the ink dry, he revealed the full scope of what he'd done. He had purchased 3 miles of the historic Gold Run claim, along with an additional mile of rich ground at Sulfur. Combined, the acquisitions give his operation direct access to high-potential ground and a fresh shot at turning the season around. What's more, Parker didn't just buy the dirt. He bought the entire company that owned the claims. The total cost? $2.5 million. The reaction from the crew was instant. Mitch and Tyson exchanged glances, part surprise, part concern. They wanted to know if there was even any gold left in Gold Run after all the years it had been worked. Parker acknowledged that the ground had been hit hard over the years, but pointed out that it had still been producing strong runs, with reports of 10 ounces an hour. That kind of output was too rich to ignore. But this wasn't just about gold, it was about survival. Parker made it clear that the deal was a major financial stretch. He admitted it would tighten their cash flow and strain the business even further. Still, he didn't flinch. In Parker's words, debt is expensive, but compared to the gold price, it's manageable. He even joked that you can always go bankrupt, lightening the mood before reminding the crew that he believed this move would pay for itself if they could just stay on track. Even so, the crew raised serious concerns about manpower. With so much ground already in play across Indian River and Dominion, how would they cover 2 new sites without burning out? Parker agreed that the team was already stretched thin but added that the Sulfur claim came with a key advantage, a pit already stripped and ready to mine. He said once the Indian River site was depleted, that crew could be redeployed to Sulfur with minimal downtime. As for Gold Run, its proximity to their existing property meant it could be integrated more easily than it appeared. Parker made his expectations clear. Between Gold Run and Sulfur, he wanted to see at least 1,000 ounces of gold produced this season. It wouldn't just help cover the cost of the deal, it would breathe life back into a season that was dangerously close to slipping away. He emphasized that this wasn't a reckless move. He wouldn't have gone through with the purchase if he didn't believe they could make it work. The gold was there. The challenge now was pulling it out of the ground fast. Still, not everyone was convinced. One crew member joked that Parker could have just built a fence to separate their operation from the neighbor instead of dropping millions on new ground. Another congratulated him cautiously, unsure whether to celebrate or worry.
Parker summed it up himself, "We'll see if it's congratulations or condolences."
Later, veteran crew member Chris Doumitt shared his own take. He called the moment bittersweet, a mixture of pride in Parker's ambition and concern over the financial strain it would cause. He laughed, saying someone might need to take Parker's checkbook away before he spends the operation into oblivion. But even Chris couldn't deny the power of the move. In his eyes, buying Gold Run was the gold mining equivalent of signing with the New York Yankees, a high-stakes, high-profile move that only the boldest would attempt. Whether this $2.5 million gamble saves the season or sinks the ship remains to be seen.
But one thing is certain, Parker Schnabel isn't backing down.
He's doubled down on his vision, expanded his empire, and bet big on himself and his crew.
Now, it's all up to the ground and the gold waiting beneath it. In the unforgiving world of gold mining, experience is everything, or so it's believed. But Parker Schnabel has spent more than a decade proving that age is no match for ambition, intelligence, and bold decision-making.
Still in his 20s, Parker leads one of the most successful mining operations in the Yukon, commanding a scale of production, risk, and responsibility that many seasoned miners wouldn't dare touch.
And this season, he's raising the bar once again.
From the moment Parker took over his grandfather's mining operation in his teens, he was determined not to be just another name in the gold rush cast. He wanted to lead, to win, and more importantly, to build something that lasts. That desire has only grown stronger with each passing season. While others might settle for small gains and safe plays, Parker swings for the fences every time.
He's not just digging for gold, he's carving out a legacy.
What sets Parker apart is not just his work ethic, which is unmatched, but his ability to see the bigger picture.
His vision extends beyond one cut, one claim, or one season.
He's constantly thinking 5 steps ahead, building an empire in a landscape where most are just trying to stay afloat.
This year, in the middle of a challenging season 15, Parker made one of the boldest moves of his career. With Dominion Creek proving tougher than expected and his crew under immense pressure, most mine bosses would play it safe. Not Parker. Instead of backing down, he expanded.
He seized the opportunity to purchase 2 neighboring claims, Gold Run and Sulphur, adding nearly 2,000 acres to his operation in one stroke. And he didn't just lease the dirt, he bought the entire company behind it, in a $2.5 million deal. That kind of decision requires more than courage. It demands clarity, timing, and confidence in both the ground and the people working it. It's a move that speaks volumes about Parker's belief in his team, his instincts, and his long-term goals. It's easy to forget how young Parker Schnabel is when watching him command an operation that spans multiple claims, dozens of workers, and millions of dollars in equipment. He makes the kind of high-stakes choices that would make even veteran mine bosses pause. Yet he does it with the calm focus of someone who has been through the fire before, because he has. From sleepless nights managing broken-down wash plants, to tough conversations with team leaders like Mitch and Tyson, Parker leads from the front. He doesn't shy away from pressure, he thrives in it. He listens, but when it's time to act, he acts decisively. And when things go wrong, as they often do in gold mining, he owns it. No excuses, no finger-pointing, just grit and resolve. At an age when most are still figuring out their careers, Parker Schnabel has already built an empire. He's mined thousands of ounces of gold, led crews through brutal seasons, and made decisions that would terrify most business owners. And yet, he's just getting started. There's a reason fans, fellow miners, and even industry veterans admire Parker. He's not just a successful miner, he's a force of nature. Focused, determined, and unwavering in his pursuit of greatness. As the season unfolds, there's no telling how Parker's big bet on Gold Run and Sulphur will play out. But one thing is certain, he has the heart of a leader, the mind of a strategist, and the soul of a true miner. That combination is rare, and it's what makes Parker Schnabel one of the most remarkable figures in modern gold mining.